Pitch. What's the plan at left tackle?
The plan is to continue to evaluate our roster and see, who's there that we can continue to try to work there. We're going to bring the players in on April 7th. I think that Caden certainly going to get an opportunity there as the roster is currently constructed, and Verdarian's going to be coming back, and he had a little, procedure. So I think the draft's going to be a good option for us. There's a lot of guys in the draft that we like at a lot of different levels, and I'm confident between now and the time that the season starts that we're going to have something that we believe in and a plan that's going to help us.
What's your excitement level getting Stephon Diggs?
Well, Stephon brings an energy to him. I think that it's fun to coach players like that, and guys that have a confidence to them, that understand the game of football, that have been around, that has developed. This isn't like a first round draft pick. Stephon went later in the draft and continued to improve and has done that, has been productive each and every year. But I love his energy. I love our conversation so far, and looking forward to getting him back there and helping him recover from the surgery.
Back to that question that Karen asked about left tackle. What about in the draft, in the early portion of the draft with Will Campbell? I know that you guys have met with him a little bit, and also Membu. What do you think of those two prospects specifically?
Well, I think they're great, young, talented players that have great film. Will's got a lot of snaps at left tackle. Membu's played right, but there's a lot of guys that have played right and left and switched. So, those are two good young players to talk about in that conversation. But there's others throughout the draft as well.
Do you view Will as a tackle prospect?
Yeah, I think you have to. I don't understand how you could watch him play in the SEC, which is the best conference in college football, against guys that are going to get drafted at that position. So I don't think you have to project it. You can just actually watch and say there's the snaps at left tackle, evaluate it, see what you think.
Would you be open to trading back at 4, or are you kind of?
I think we'd be open to everything. I think we'd be open to everything that we felt like could help the football team. I think that's what we have to do. Whether that's stick and pick a player, or if somebody has an offer for us, I think we'd be willing to listen. But there's a lot of options that we have to consider that could help the team.
When we last spoke to you, you mentioned that there's a little bit of uncertainty at the top right now. Do you feel like you have a clear picture of how picks 1 through 3 might go ahead of you?
Do you have any idea? You tell me. You tell me goes who 1, 2, and 3, and I'll tell you who goes 4.
Mike, you spent time playing both ways, obviously, in the NFL. You were able to do it, but not to the degree that Travis Hunter has done in college. So how difficult is it for him at the NFL level to play both ways, the same volume, the same productivity, or do you have to evaluate him as just a corner, just a wide receiver?
I don't know how anybody could say how hard it would be. We've never seen a player, necessarily do it. I think that there are some things that he can improve on by, probably concentrating on more than just on one position, but never going to put any restrictions on Travis or any player. We try to, as much as they can handle, that we're going to continue to put more on their plate. And so if he were on our football team and he showed a great skill at one position and was starting to really do well in his conditioning, and it didn't fall off and it didn't drop, we would be open to playing everybody that we had at more than one position. Anything that would help the football team, I would be all in favor of.
Does he have to have a primary, though, a primary position?
Well, I think to improve, I think there has to be a primary focus, just to be able to get some of the details that are going to be required at this league. So, we'll see, once everybody's on our football team, where they end up playing or where they end up starting out and practicing.